What could we do to make it better for the police officers, in your view?
Well, it's really comes down to housing, and housing requires money, and that's the tough part.
But when you get married, I think you want to buy something that has the ability to increase in value.
Yes.
So if you're just going to put people in an apartment just to house them, or give them a covenant house which, I mean, it's got to be tough.
It is. It's very tough.
So we have to probably start looking at just making it as comfortable and as attractive financially as possible for a police officer.
It's key, and it gives them a sense of security and an investment in the community that you don't get without being a
the pay has to exceed. And all pay should, I'm talking about teachers too.
Yes,
if new teachers can't make it, then we have to pay them more to attract
firemen
and even give them housing. I mean, I know some people don't like that idea, but
they're giving
rules.
I think police officers they want to pay, but they want to pay to be able to still have a good
But it should be higher than what they would normally get to attract the good ones.
Yes, sir.
And you're right?
Yep. And, we're working on, trying to get to that point, but I think one of the difficulties too is we're kind of static right now with our manpower issues and the increase in the population and the demands on the police officers. Compared to when I started, we used to do in-service once a year.
What's that?
It's where you're updated with your legal updates, your self-defense, the latest constitutional laws, changes in medical treatments, that sort of thing. Now our officers are continually in training, and whenever we have an incident, and if it goes right or goes wrong, we're evaluating it, looking to change our policies. And back in my day, when I first started, that didn't happen very often. Once a year, twice a year for training was good enough. But the liability now, and I mean, our guys are carrying things that I never dreamed of. We went from blackjacks and the claw to tasers and OC and Narcan to treat people. These were things that we never had in our utility belts, and they're responsible and they're life-saving tools that we have now, that you don't have to go to a gun, you can use a taser, you can save somebody's life. We have officers that have saved multiple people's lives with Narcan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge.
Have you used it?
I personally haven't used it, and it's in my position as a lieutenant. I don't, but
I'm just curious about it. When you have to use it, do you see an immediate response from the person that you gave it to?
Pretty much, and generally what happens, and people have to understand, is sometimes it appears to be they're fighting or there's a conflict afterwards. It's what I'm told through our training is that once it's administered, they're like going into an automatic painful withdrawal. And, we've kind of taken their high away, and now they're not feeling too well. So usually they're not real appreciative of the officers when they come out, or the EMTs, the firemen. And sometimes it's also embarrassment, and they don't feel comfortable.
Oh, right.
Us. But but I mean, our guys we have defibs that officers use to save people's lives with heart attacks. We have our ATV officers out there saving people, pulling them from the surf, assisting the harbor master and the lifeguards with water rescues. Our tasks have exponentially expanded to all kinds of technology and requirements now that we never had to do. Just the technology alone. When I started, to run something as simple as a license plate was a radio call because we didn't have any computers here. We had to call the radio room at Barnstable, so we would call 367 from 376 and ask them if they could run a listing, and it could take 20 to 30 minutes to get something that they can do. And in the car now, with the in-car computers, they can do it in no time at all. And that's a huge change, because sometimes we wouldn't know if somebody was wanted because we would have to call to the other side, or if we had an in-house warrant, you had to physically go and look them up. But the technology is just overwhelmingly we went from manual typewriters to word processors, which is night and day.
Yeah, right. How can we attract good quality people for the job of being a police officer? I mean, there's some controversy over that right now, where a certain personality might be more suited right now in this environment we have with more guns. There's so many guns on the street, right, that people have to protect themselves. I mean, sure. And I'm talking about police officers too.
Yeah, sure.
But yet we kind of gone from lesser guns and more community style policing, and now we've got more guns and more preparation in case there is an incident. So how do we find a fine line between recognizing that and then bringing people in, the kind of good quality person that we know we need to be police officers? Do you know what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I do, and
I'd like your view on that.
I think we're doing that already. First of all, we have an excellent chief, which we're very fortunate, who's brought us forward quite a bit. And he's got us a new police station, gets us good equipment, gets us the cutting edge training. We're ahead in so many different categories already, with CIT training, which is the mental health, how to deal with mentally ill people. We have special tactical training for our TAC team. We have all that. And I think with the process that we're using now is we hire generally from our CSO, our community service officers, and our reserves. They come on board, they spend a few summers with us, perhaps stay on after the end of the season work. We get to look at them, they get to look at us, they get familiar with the island, whether they like to be here or not. They sign a 3-year contract, they come on. Now during that process and over the years, we have various officers that have made the investment, been able to buy a house, and are willing to stay here. And I think it's just a matter of, always trying to find that individual that's willing to give us beyond the 3-year commitment by giving them the opportunities to enhance their careers, making them feel comfortable here. Those are the type of things. Hey, Roger. So, we're good. So I think those are the, we're in that process doing that. I think all my brother officers that I met off island, and some of the expatriates from here that now work in other departments tell me that our guys that they hire from us
I know what you're saying, and that's a good point, but I'm talking about even attracting kids like yourself who, don't know what they're going to pick in life, and why is it a good idea for a good person to be a police officer?
I think we're already doing that also. Even in the local level, we have school resource officers in the school, and Cassie Thompson teaches a criminal justice course. She brings them down to the police station, she brings them to the courthouse, she exposes them. And I think through that, and we're putting on another officer to work in the schools. I think as they see our police officers in the school, they see what we do, I think we'll develop some local candidates to be on the job, and hopefully they'll be able to stay here.
Were you administrative mostly?
Yes. I was. I'm what they call a second floor guy.
Okay.
But
was that okay?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I still went out. If a significant event happens, Angus McVicker and I are on call. We go to scenes and
right.
just we're kind of there as an administrative representative. But so we still get called out at night on occasion.
Okay.
I still stop cars, and for traffic violations.
Sure.
And I always, I'll always be a cop. So if I see a brother officer stopping somebody, I make sure they're okay. And I'll show up at a scene to make sure we got enough manpower there. So, and I think every one of the members of the department would do the same thing. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Now, now that you're going to be almost officially retired, what are you planning to do for just relaxation? Or are you going to, what do you do to relax?
I like to go fishing.
You do?
I run. There's a group of us. We call ourselves the Monument Runners. Jim, me, and Coco, and a bunch of other folks. We get together Mondays, Thursdays, and run one long day on the weekend. I hope to continue that, do a little more of that. I love to read. I got about 4 books going that I'd like to be able to finish. I don't have the time. And most of all, and most important, I'm going to take care of Mary, my wife, because for years, for the last 20 years that we've been married, I've always been disappearing, or we couldn't go and do something because of the job. So now I'm going to spend the rest of it.
Now, Mary still works for the town, or no?
No, Mary's
no, she's retired too. That's
no,
right. No,
Mary is not. She's an elected official. She's the Superior Court
she's
clerk.
elected, right.
And
I always think of her
her
as
term ends 2019, and she may run again.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
Because she's so young and she has so much time.
Is. Absolutely.
So somebody's got to bring in a few extra dollars, right?
Well, I suppose so.
Jerry.
All right.
Thanks, buddy.
All right.
Good to see you, and thanks for your service. You're a good cop.
I appreciate
you got a good
that.
reputation too.
Well, thank you, sir.
You bet.
I appreciate it.
You got it.
Take care, Gino.
All right.
We'll see you out and about.
We will, Jerry.
Bye-bye.